Learn more at ncaa.org.
We're back. We're here with Keene State's Athletics Director, Phil Racicot. Phil, how's it going?
Good, thank you. Great to be here. Gentlemen?
We're going to start with what are some things you think the athletic, all of the athletics here at Keene State, how are they doing from all sports together?
You know what? It's been a great year. Really exciting time to be in Owl this year. Had a great fall, a couple conference championships, NCAA tournament in volleyball, NCAA qualifier in cross country. Really solid efforts across the board, and obviously got off to a great start here in men's basketball. So it's been fun.
So you're saying got off to a great start. Obviously, you would never expect your team to be so high up in the standings, but is that something that surprised you, or did you take a look at this young group of kids and say to yourself, there might be something special about these Keene State Owls?
You know, it's definitely been building. It's been part of the process, and, you know, having been here the last several years and watching Coach Keene and the guys work toward this, it's not surprising, especially coming off the showing last spring in the NCAA tournament, going down to Swarthmore, winning the game at Swarthmore, really big challenge. Came up a little short in the second game, but that was a team that hadn't played in a tournament all year for COVID reasons, and it kind of showed when we got there. And then this year, this group is entirely committed. So honestly, you know, the rankings are not something, you know, we pay a lot of attention to. It's really nice to see, and it's a good marketing tool, and it's a show of respect. But it's not really how you measure the team, you know. And these guys have been working towards it.
Yes, this is definitely a hard-working group. And, is there anything coming from you that we can look forward to as we move into the spring sports? Anything new that we'll see athletics-wise?
Oh, sure. I mean, absolutely. You know, hopefully we have you know, some exciting times ahead of us here in basketball. But spring sports, you know, I think you know, some change. Men's baseball, you know, some exciting things there. Coach Blood's really putting together a strong group. I think they'll see some progress, and you know, men's lacrosse and Mark Terrio's group, always super strong. Looking to get back to LEC championship this year. Certainly some work with you know, women's lacrosse and certainly softball. Again, really hard-working groups. It's great to see them in the gym every day and out on the field. Track, cross country, again, or the track teams, I think everybody's going to be really solid this spring. It'll be a lot of fun.
So, like you were saying, that you're excited about what baseball is going to be doing. You're excited about all that. Baseball has a new coach. Women's lacrosse has a new interim head coach. Are you proud of the way that your athletic staff was able to kind of go and transition so easily into these new head coaching roles? You got some new people coming in for baseball, new people coming in for everything, and the transition has seemed almost seamless. People are very excited. The sports are going great. How much do you attribute that to your staff, or how much would you attribute that to yourself as the athletic director?
Well, all good questions. First and foremost, I think the student athletes get the most credit because they're a super resilient group. Everything that we've been through the last couple of years, obviously with COVID, but their mindset, the student athlete mindset here has been tremendous, and certainly witness a kind of a change in culture and dynamic. I mean, these students, even in the off season, the non-traditional season, they work hard, they're committed. You know, that part of it's been great to see. And certainly the staff, I mean, the coaching staff, you know, coming in new, and coaching transitions are hard. Change is difficult. And our staff has really been supported by everybody else, but their mindset in you know, Justin coming in last year and really hitting the ground running, and then Travis Wyant picking up the reins in lacrosse this spring. Couldn't be more proud of the way they've responded to these challenges, and we're really fortunate to have people in our team that are you know, ready to answer the bell. And for myself, I can't take any credit. You know, in these roles, you certainly get a lot of the blame, but you can't take any of the credit.
And you've been here for a few years now. Can you just speak into some of your favorite moments you've seen maybe on this campus or from teams that have gone on the road and done something special?
Yeah, that was a pretty good moment right there. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, over the course of time here, we've had some really excellent efforts, and you know, from my first semester here hosting NCAA men's soccer here on campus, going out on, you know, again, you know, winning conference championships. First time I was here, I got to go to the swim meet and the LEC championship. And again, you know, that's a group that kind of gets under the radar, but I mean, you know, they're approaching a conference championship coming up here in a couple weeks, and I think our swim team's poised to have a lot of great success, and they've had it for many years here. So that level of consistency is really impressive. But yeah, we've had a lot of exciting times here. Obviously here on this court, some great moments, and some major achievements. And you know, Jake Pearl qualifies NCAA cross country this past year. So there's a long list of achievements. I hate to mention all these names and all these teams because I know I'm going to miss someone, and then we're going to get back to that blame part, right? Not much of the credit.
I want to get your opinion right now about Coach Keene. He's been doing a great job this past year, but he's had actually a lot of success. Maybe not to the degree he's having this year, but is this something that you saw coming for him as a coach? Did you just assume that he was going to be able to be a coach of a team that's exactly like this when he came here a couple years ago? And I just want to get your thoughts about him as a person and an individual. You
know, obviously coming in here, I had a great deal of respect for what he achieved in his first couple of years. But when you know, my office is right down the hall, and then we're right down the hall from this gym, and being, it was not a surprise to me at all. I mean, he is he's a hard worker. He's really intelligent from all aspects of the game and outside of the game. And he's very committed to the college, and not just his team, but the department and the college itself. So it doesn't surprise me the way he goes about his work every day is really impressive. And I definitely have witnessed his growth in these last couple of years. And as I said, I mean, those challenges over these last 2 COVID years have been really, it's been a lot of hurdles, obstacles to overcome. And but putting all those things aside, he has been really focused on building this team and this group. And the culture is there, so it's about building a program instead of having a good team, right? And there's a big difference there. And yeah, I would, you know, this is one of the best coaches in Division III in the country without question.
Yeah, and you speak into not only building a team, but building a program. We see game in and game out, the bench is stacked with a bunch of people all cheering for one another. We've talked to Coach Keene multiple times. They all have the same brain, essentially, all on the same page at the same time. And in a sport like basketball, that's very important.
Oh, it's hard to do.
Yes, it's very hard to do.
I mean, obviously the lifeblood of your program is recruiting. But it's not just recruiting talent, it's recruiting people. And this group of young men, they're totally bought in. Their body, everything about them is you know, they come, they shake your hand every day. They are very engaged, and they are part of something that could be very special.
Coach, I just had a question for you real quick. I know that you can't come out and say if you have specific favorite players, but if you had certain players that you like watching the most on this team, who would you name?
You know, again, you're right. You're really not allowed to have favorites, but you know, some of the things. You know, watch a guy like Jeff Hunter, who I think when he was recruited, you looked at like, hey, this guy could be really good. But to see his dedication in the off season and to get to where he is now is impressive. He works really hard. His attitude's great, and he's a super leader. Jarek Cishon is just one of the top-notch individuals you will find on this campus. And he works hard. He's in this gym working on his own a lot. You know, obviously Octavio is just I mean, you see what he does on the court, but to see, you know, I think when he came here as a freshman, you didn't necessarily know, and Coach Keene, I don't know if he would admit this, but I don't think anyone knew really what they had. from that level of talent. They thought he had a high ceiling, but for him to achieve what he's achieved in this short period of time is really impressive. So yeah, these guys, Nate and Mason, they're all tremendous. I can't say enough about being around these guys. It's an honor.
Well, thank you so much for sitting down with us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
No problem.
Appreciate it.